some of my helmet and stuff that I printed in these 2 years, and this is also my studio, the new studio that when I just moved to the new house I start to decorate as I like it, so I can expose all the stuff. This helmet, all the stuff that I print, I'm not for selling usually. I don't take commission, is a hobby. I like to print what I want, when I want, and put an exposition here in my studio. Sometimes can happen here or there that I can sell something, just for make some space for the new stuff. But except for that one, wait a moment, let me check eSUN what they say. Okay, so except for this one, these videos start from now, they will going to focus on the 3D printing and with the filament of eSUN, that are the filament that I usually use. Let me move my camera here. Okay. I always printing with the eSUN PLA, usually most of my cosplay, because are just for decoration, so you don't need to be outside in the con, in the event. Otherwise, maybe something in PTG should be more suitable. So what you can see here is just for decoration. And I will try to explain to you slowly how to print. I will show my settings, my slicer, my tips, and for help you, all of you, to print your preferred cosplay stuff, whatever you like it. And today, for the first live, I want to start to talk about this helmet here. Here we are, this helmet. This fantastic helmet here is, let's go to full screen. Here we are. Is a custom design infantry helmet from a very talented maker that I'm following, and later I will going to talk also about my patrons where I get the files and everything else. This helmet is fantastic. Look, it's so cool. I can even see through the visor here. This one is printed by PLA Plus of eSUN, and I use most of the helmet is printed with the eSUN V400, all the lower part here. The ears, the top of the dome here is made with the new Bambolab P1P, but the biggest part is made with the eSUN V400. So first of all, where you can get the file. Getting the file is very important, because if you have a good file, it's already a good beginning for printing. Many of the files that you can file for free is not very good usually. There are some problem, they are not connected, or they're just single file that are not split and make it almost impossible to print it. So for beginning, the first part is of course have a 3D printer and a filament, and after is start to have a good file. So today I want to talk to you about this pattern that I'm following. Here we are, Mystery Maker. For the people that doesn't know, Patrons is a platform that you can subscribe some creator to support them, and this creator, they can show some of their work and they share their files for let the people print. Normally you can print what you get, you can sell what you print according to what's the rule of the patron, but you are not allowed to resell the files, for example. This is Mystery Makers. For me is how to print this helmet. I will show you my profile that I use with the Prusa slicer, with the eSUN V400 and the PLA Plus of eSUN. So now that you saw the helmet, let's go and check the slicer. You can find my config here. If you go in import config bundle, you can upload the file and you will have like this one. This is my profile, this is my filament profile, and this is my printer with the strategy code and everything to let you print exactly like me, like what I printed in now. First, the files. Let's start with the face mask, and after I will show you my settings. This is the face mask. Look how many details you have here. This file is fantastic. I don't have any more. Look, also the details. The inside is very detailed. And one of the best part of this pattern that I really love is usually when you import some files, here you will get some error manifold or some files or some problem, and you need always to repair. With this pattern, you will never have this kind of issue. So first, you can print like this one for sure, but you have a lot of support in this part here, and you will have some support here that it can create some problem. So as also the creator, the maker suggests, I print like this, up and down. So the top here, it will be very clean, And this is very important because here you need to connect the top of the helmet. Here, wait a moment, let me show you. Here, you see? These two parts need to be as much clean as you can, so they will not have any issue when you connect. If you print this part up and down, here you can have some defect after, and there will be a little bit more post-process necessary. So, come back to the slicer. Here we are. So, put in this way, we will have some supports here. That is the lower part that the people they cannot see, so it's not a very big problem. And where you need the support? Here. You just select this one, paint of support. I usually select a overhang of 30 degrees, is more than enough. Smart and fill on overhangs only. In this way, if you select one part, this part purple, it will make the support automatically all here. If you make a mistake, you can hold the shift and you remove. If you select a brush, you can brush only on the overhangs without a problem that, oh, I move to up, it doesn't paint. If you deflag this one, they will make support everywhere. It's not what we want. So for this one, we can just put the support here and the support of the eyes. All this part, if you see, the slicer suggests you to have the support, but it's not really necessary. We just need the support on this lower part and on the top part. All this part, they are more than 30 degrees, so even if a Prusa slicer says that it's better, put the support, is not necessary. That's very small, and if your printer is well tuned, you will not have a problem. And if you see here, we show how I was printing this one. Here you can see I just put the support under here, and in this part there is the eyes. All the other part are without the support. Don't mind here this small stringing. This file I printed with the test Prusa slicer that I was making. I tuned it a little bit after, so you will not get even this small stringing here. It's better calibrated now. So let's come back to the slicer. So after we put the support here and here, what is good on the Prusa slicer is here, the seam. If you left randomly, you can have some seam everywhere that you can ruin your stuff. What I usually do is painting one line inside, so the seam, it will be inside, not outside. The external surface, it will be very clean. As in fill, I usually print at 10% with the gyroid. I think gyroid is a very good compromise of material that is wasting and how strong it is. The machine, the slicer, will put the support only on the lower part and here on the eyes. And all the seams, it will be inside here, external, you will not see anything. This is a very good way to print this part, and as you can see here, you don't have any support on the detail, and this one allows you to have the cleanest surface that you can. The other part to print, the tomahawk. This part already cut in 3 parts to make it more easy. This one I start to print with the Bamboo Lab, but it was a new printer. I got some issue at the beginning, so as you can see here, I will start to print all together. It was very good, very nice. I was very happy. After a little bit, fell down from the bed. I tried many times. I think I still have some issue with the texture of the bed from the bamboo. Many times I'm printing something, they fell down after a little bit. I contacted Bamboo. They told me that if I need to print something taller with the PLA, the texture surface is not very good because with the auxiliary fan can create this issue. So they suggest me to use the cool bed. So they sent me a cool bed. I just replaced it, just arriving today. So I will try. So after this failing, I will start to print one by one. And also here the quality is very good. Next time I will show you also the profile of the Bamboo Lab. And here you can see I put the tap just now for connect the parts before gluing. And this tomahawk here, if you want to print all together, like get in the file, I really suggest you to use a brim and to have a better edition, because without the brim you can fail. If you want to print separately, because this file are all together, you can just select here the O, split to object. If by magic you will have the single file selected, you can delete what you don't need, print one by one, maybe you can slow a little bit the speed, and you can print this taller part without any issue. After 2 times failing, I start to make with a V400 and it came out perfectly. The knob, this small part here, the ears, this one is very simple, you just lie down on the surface. You can print all 4 together without any problem. This ear I print 2 times, one without Arachne and one with Arachne, because Arachne shoes give me a better topper layer, but always have some issue here, you see? You cannot completely cover all the line with Arachne. So I decided to remove Arachne and print on without that option, because I don't like the final effect. It was some defect. So you see, this is without Arachne. It was much better. Here with Arachne there is some line, something that it was not very good. So it's better to remove it in that particular case. And the last part is the last 2 part. This is the dome, the top part. This one, as you can see here, there is a huge part that the slicer suggests to print, the dome. Normally I don't print this one because, as you can see, it's not flat totally, it's curved, so the printer has enough time to cool and print without the support. Also because if you put the support here and there, and a lot of filament and time to print something like this, and it's wasting. If your printer is working good, it's really not necessary. Look how much filament for the support. Here the support is 35% almost. 4 hours only for print the support. The support is really not necessary. Like this, it will be much better. Look, I really love this helmet. So here, as you see, now in English, sorry, is a little bit defect because it was printing on the air without the supports, but it's not necessary at all. You can print without the support, save a lot of time, and especially save a lot of filament. So here, the last part, it was the bottom, the back of the helmet. This one is better using this flat surface here for have a better vision. Here also is better make a brim because it's not close part for avoid some warping. Support always small in fill overhangs. Here always select the small part, just to be sure that if it's not flat, it will connect well. You can put here, here, and here. I forgot to put the seam inside. Always remember to make this one inside. It's very important. It's saving a lot of defect outside. As you can see, you only have the support in this 3 area. The other part will be super clean. Sometimes can happen that, not in this case, but many times happen that the surface is not very flat and maybe some part here it will not print because it starts on the second layer. It can happen. When it's something like this, you can just select a file and sync a little bit. It's something that we will see together next time. So for today, I want to show now my settings before we finish, because it was just a preview how to orient it, how to print. All this file, it was printed is 0.2 millimeter with 0.4 nozzle. The first layer height is 0.3, 3 perimeters, 5 top and 3 bottom layer. The seam is aligned, but it's not very important because we put manually. Infill 10% gyroid. Ironing, no, never use ironing, please. Skirt and brim is dependent from the situation. If you have bad problem with warping, always put the brim at least 5 or 10 and keep it 0, so it's connected to the print. Otherwise, you can have a defect and still can disconnecting from the bed. Support. This is my setting for the support. For the Prusa normal, not for the organic. Snug because it's the new, now it's not anymore the new, almost second version of the support that it consumes much less filament and doesn't ruin the print. 0.2 top contact zeta distance, pattern spacing 2.5, top interface 3, here same as the top. Like this, when you remove the support, they will remove so easily and doesn't left any marks on the printer. And this is the speed. Remember, this is the speed for the eSUN V400 that you can print at 400 mm per second. Here, the perimeter, I make 300 because I prefer go a little bit slower. On this one, there are a lot of details, as you can see here. At the moment. Here, this detail. Here. They are so much clean. This one, if you print fast or you print bad, after it will be impossible to sanding and making smooth. So I decided to lower a little bit and get this difficult part super clean. So I don't need to do any post process in the end. And 120, the small perimeter and the external perimeter in field 400 mm per second, and the travel 400 is okay. The first layer speed 50%, so it will go at 60 mm per second, only the first layer. The acceleration 5000 and 8000. This printer can be faster, yes, but I need the quality, so I prefer slower a little bit like this one, and don't need to mess too much with the post process. Filament settings. Extrusion multiplier 1, okay. Temperature of the printer 215 for the first layer, 210, and 65 for the second part. Printer setting, here there is the G-code, but this one is just the G-code of the machine with their information, nothing special. So this is my profile. This profile, exactly like this, you will find on the link in the description here. So you can just download, and you can download, import on your slicer, on your Prusa slicer, and work with that. This one, I repeat, is my profile for the V400, work with the PLA eSUN Plus. If you are not using the PLA eSUN or you are not using the V400, you need to adjust so many different values. So just take care of that one. Here, just one notification, the perimeter, I lower the external perimeter 0.4, little bit smaller than inside the perimeter to have more smooth surface. This is the edit that I made from the first video that you saw. For now, it's all. It was just the first live. It's just for show you how to work with the printer, how is my settings, and which kind of quality you can expect when you're printing with a very good printer like eSUN V400 and the PLA of eSUN that works very good together. It's a very good partnership that they have. This printer and this filament is really amazing. Somebody asked me last time, I forgot, for the eyes here, how to make it. This is something very simple, also very stupid, that when I will show you, say, oh yeah, it's very easy. It's just some PVC 0.3 millimeters that it comes from the, let me see, here. It's like the notebook from the kids that they use for top cover. It's just a film, very thin, 0.3 millimeters. You can cut and shape it. Now I just put here with the tape because I need to disassemble the helmet that is just blocked with the tape. It was just for showing to you. And after that, after you put this one, I will glue it with some foam and some hot glue to block this together. But even with the tap here, it's very strong. It's a very good choice. And with this one, now I have the light in front, so of course you can see my eyes, but otherwise it will be very dark. You cannot see from inside, from outside, but from inside I can see you. I really love this helmet. Super cool. And I print in 1 day and a half. I had many issues here with the previous, with the bamboo for the bed edition. As you can see here, look, you make a mess for the bed, the problem. Layer shift, because all the print fell from the bed every time. I hope with the new bed I fix this issue, because I really like that printer. It's very good. Still prefer the V400. It's give me more stability, bigger plate, faster and better quality.